All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. 69 degrees here in LJ, Georgia, 8:29 in the morning. Josh, let's tell everybody how they can contact the show. There you go, 706-889-9700, chief@fetchernews.com. And there's the social media ways you can follow us. Couple quick shout-outs. Now, you know your host. Maybe you do. We're actually broadcasting Dizzy Dean Division VI playoffs there in White County Park and Rec. That park is amazing. Big shout out to Joe and the entire staff. But I know, and I say this somewhat truthfully, but our staff does it, and the entire staff at Team FYN Sports, they do an amazing job at these baseball tournaments. But I know behind my back, jokingly, they probably all get together, there's about 5 of them, and try to hide any upcoming baseball tournaments from me so that I will not find them. And I say that and all, just joking around, because it's like, they're like, oh my, because I get intense. Have you picked that up? I get intense, and they're like, oh, we can't deal with him. Please, no more base. We did 2. That's enough. Hey, Josh, I was thinking about doing states down in Canton. That was a joke. Maybe a bad joke. Josh was like, I can't see him in there. Anyhow, we'll be up there tonight, our final game, championship. I want to give a quick shout out to Robert Hamrick. Robert is the IT director over for White County. The new park, they have not gotten the internet set up yet to where we could do live broadcasting. So Robert made it available to us with fiber, so it would be very fast over at their county building, the White County Commissioner's building there. Robert made it to where when the games are done, we go over there, and maybe 15, tops 20 minutes after a game's over, it's online for you to watch it anywhere in the world. So a big shout out to him. I want to say hello to Peggy and Bert, Bob Burt, over in Cleveland, Georgia. I met them Saturday afternoon at the Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, okay, in Cleveland, Georgia, and I was leaving the ball game. I stopped down there, grabbed a burger and an ice cream, and I'm sitting there, and I was explaining to Josh the way the booths are built back to back. There's an opening there, and realistically, if you're sitting there and somebody sits in the booth on the other side, and they're having a conversation, no matter how hard you try, you're going to hear it. So I'm sitting there, and I think Bob and Peggy were talking about the Electoral College and popular vote, and I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, don't say anything, leave them alone, go rest, don't say anything. So I cleaned up my tray, I put it away, and I looked at them and I said, I didn't build the Dairy Queen. I didn't build it. So it's not my fault I was able to hear everything you said. Can I make a comment? Next thing I know, I think Bob, Peggy, and myself, I think we sit there for 40 minutes together. I really enjoyed meeting them. So big shout out. Enjoyed those great people over at Cleveland, Georgia. All right, now moving right along, okay? Now, what did I tell you, okay? The media wants to lead you to believe today that internal polling, not to be too redundant and go backward, but anything, the narrative of the day from the National Liberal Democrat Advocate Networks, ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, and so on, anything of the day that they are running, you got to look for the opposite. Whatever they're yelling the loudest, you got to look for the opposite. Okay? Now, did anyone hear, and I will say you did out there because you pay attention, the president's comments concerning Healthcare Friday? No. I know what you're saying. Well, they reported it. No. You see, Democrats are going to go out there and yell health care, pre-existing conditions, and Republicans want to kill Granny, and they want to kick you off your insurance. But they won't run Donald Trump, President of the United States, comments last Friday. Small business is the engine that turns this country still today. Now, I know we can get into the behemoth corporates like Amazon and Facebook and some of these. We can get into those behemoths later. But right now, my core is small business in America, business owners that employ 100 or less in this country are the backbone. And you continue to say, Democrats continue to say, they're out there to help the little guy, the working man, right? Man and woman, all right? They're really out there to help you. If they were, they would take the barriers out of the way for small business to be able to help you with your insurance cost as employees. But what happens if they do that? What happens if you're an employee and you're happy? What happens? There's no room for their socialist, one-payer healthcare system if you become happy tomorrow with your health care and your employer has the barriers out of the way to be able to help provide it. Well, that kills everything they're going for. Last but not least, the end all, socialist America, your health care. So let's move, and socialist America telling employers what they have to give you. Now, pay you. Now, that being said, okay, minimum wage. Living wage. Don't you get tired of hearing that? Not one individual at fetchyournews.com is on minimum wage. Not one. Most small business owners don't pay minimum wage. We'll get past that in a minute. I don't want to get stuck there. So let's go back, Josh, to what we were talking about, number one. All right? So what they want you to believe, now tomorrow night, the president kicks off his campaign in Orlando. And there's some big differences starting tomorrow night that we're going to talk about. And this is why Democrats are nervous, because the true polling says that President Trump will win in a landslide. Virginia, they want you to believe Biden would win by 17. No. Ralph Northam, the governor of Virginia, it doesn't matter if you're pro-choice, pro-life, he actually has a recording. He is a Democrat. There's a recording that they can't get away from that says they will actually deliver a live baby and then make a decision on whether to kill the baby, which is infanticide. That's in recording. They would actually, he advocates delivering a child, right? Then you have Governor Ralph Northam wearing blackface, or he's the grand wizard of the KKK and his medical yearbook, which they deny, but it's on his page. So he has that. Then you have the Attorney General, okay, of the state of Virginia, wearing blackface, doing rap music, okay? And then you have the Lieutenant Governor, Lord Chokum Fairfax, Justin Fairfax, Lieutenant Governor, that has two women that the state has done nothing about, accusations of rape and forced physical, unsolicited physical contact, however you want to put it. And the one lady said he pushed her down That's why I call him Lord Choke'em Fairfax. Okay? They have that against them. But yet they want to lie to you and say Virginia's up 17 points. No, it's not. Now, here's the other one. Let me make a prediction. We'll get past this. Maine, they have at 15. All right, already. Minnesota at 14. Don't you find it interesting they only have Minnesota 14, but Virginia 17? That's why Virginia's top, because they know it's going to flip. Minnesota, you take the time. I don't have the time to bring it to you. Minnesota was just that close. A cat whisker, whatever you want to call it, for going with Trump in the first election. 2016. They know he will flip Minnesota. North Carolina, not worried about. Iowa, they want you to believe that the farmers are all against Trump out there, not too worried about it. Georgia, where you and I live, if we're locals, they want you to believe that, Biden's up 6. Sorry about that. I've been announcing baseball. Ohio, he's up 1. Trump is only up 2 in Texas. So according to the media that wants you to believe that Trump's collapsing internally, okay? Number 2, NBC News, okay? Trump campaign cutting ties with pollster after internal numbers are leaked. Leaked. Off with their heads. In Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan, 4 states where Trump edged Democrat nominee Hillary Clinton by narrow margins that proved decisive in his victory. Trump trails Biden by double digits. Who is selling this crusty old white guy? What marketing team is making Biden look fresh? Holy smokes. In 3 of those states, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Florida, Biden's leads sit outside the polls' margin of error. Now, last week we talked about this. This week we're talking about it. And they are pushing down, tampering down, trying to kill or put a squash on any kind of excitement tomorrow night for the re-election campaign kickoff. That's what they're trying to do. They're doing everything. Trump doesn't stand a chance. We already went over this. Let's go with number 3. As you can see, everybody beats the president in this poll. And let me go over it. Let me get this one. I just like to, if you're new to the show, I will take several clips. You may not be able to see it, but there's a timestamp down in the corner of these just to show you that these networks are nonstop. They just keep talking about this and pushing it. Number 6, Trump trails several 2020 Democrat candidates there. Let me get to, I will get to Pompeo in a minute. This is the same one you're going to say, but different timestamp, number 11. If you were taking the time to look at the timestamp down on the bottom, okay. Now here's what they want you to believe, number 14. They want you to believe now Trump campaign zeroes in on new threat Elizabeth Warren. Okay. They're revitalizing her. You do know these are corporate businesses. These liberal advocates, Democrat advocates, are corporate businesses. They have to have ratings. They have to have noise. They have to have colors, lights. Things have to be flashing. Bells and whistles have to be going off. So every day they're going to create a new concern for the president in this campaign, just to keep the bells and whistles ringing for you. Pavlov's dog. I'm sorry, maybe that wasn't nice, okay? Let's move on. We'll talk about that in a minute. So here's number 19, Joe and Minka riding the slippy slide as fast in the hell as they can get there. Yes, I do not like these people, okay? I say every time I see their picture, I think they're on a slippy slide as fast in the hell as they can get there. Trump campaign cutting ties with Pollster after internal numbers are leaked. Now look, that's at 4:01. I forget 4:01, meaning at 6 o'clock. These two corrupt individuals come on. Trump haters hate the country. That's the way I look at these people when I listen to them. Let me tell you something. What do they say? A broken clock is right 2 times a day. These people can't even say one kind word about the President of the United States. So Trump campaign, 6 o'clock in the morning, their first segment out of the box. Trump campaign cutting ties with pollsters after internal numbers are leaked. I'm going to get to this in a minute. Let me go by this. We are going to get to Iran, last hour of the day. Hang tight, hang tight. Here's one I want to throw in with the campaign. I want to do this segment by itself. I think I'll leave it by itself. Okay? No. I want to stay on this because we're talking about the re-election. Let me go to 32. I went to Fox this morning. I go to all networks in the morning. All networks. You can see this is 1:07 a.m. Pacific time, so I think this is like 4:07 in the morning. Okay? Eastern Standard Time. This is Fox Fixed News. They're all on this together right now. 2020 vote for president of if voting now, Joe Biden, right? President trails 5 Dems in hypothetical matchup. See, I'm just showing you. This is what all we were getting, okay? Number 33, if you look at the bottom of it, okay? Fox News, Biden maintains strong lead. I mean a strong lead. It's a joke, okay? Number 34, 2020 Democrat nominees, preference among Democrat primary voters, and Fox has their poll up with Biden at 32, and then it drops down to 13. What a corrupt if I was a Democrat, I would look at this poll, and I would see Biden at 32, and I would replace that name with Clinton or anyone else, and then look at Sanders and the rest of them. Nothing has changed over there for the Democrats, nothing at all. And you got a guy like Joe Biden, one of the most corrupt senators that ever served, corrupt vice presidents of the United States, most corrupt. You see, they cannot take direct campaign contributions anymore. So they set up these phony corporations, and they put their kids in the phony corporations, and then these foreign governments put money offshore in these foreign corporations for their kids. And it's unreported. But then they want to talk about Donald Trump. That's why they're yelling Donald Trump and foreign information. Oh my God, he would take foreign information. The integrity, our elections, our democracy is at stake. The whole time that they got offshore accounts. China puts offshore accounts. They put offshore accounts in the same country. Then China loads up their offshore account in a phony corporation, and their kids are in there. They're going after the Trump kids. That's what they yell the loudest. So guess what? They don't want you to find Biden's kid. Right? They're going after Trump would talk to somebody about foreign information. Oh my God, they don't want you to know how much money China has pumped into Joe Biden's the most corrupt. If Biden's campaign, Joe Biden's campaign slogan should be, bring corruption back 2020. Bring corruption back to the White House in 2020. Yes, Barack Obama, very corrupt, okay? Number 36, this lady just could not contain herself. At 5 a.m. this morning, the first thing she wanted to say is Trump campaigning cutting ties with Pollsters after internal numbers leaked. What I try to show you is it's all day long. Number 37, Trump campaign cutting ties with Pollsters after internal numbers leaked. And I'll just throw this in the mix. Number 39, Nancy Pelosi. Somebody stood her up. That's at a wax museum. And the voice goes behind her. But Nancy Pelosi speaking to the media right before she was to jump on a fire truck with her outfit. Okay. Number 40, new headlines. New headlines. And number 42, CNN at 4 a.m. campaign kickoff. Right? It's like football. Are you ready for some football? And let's go to 44. I want to go to this real quick. Here is Dave Briggs. This is a liberal whack job. Do you remember when he was on? See, Allison Camerata was on Fox. And they dumped her keister. And here you go, Dave Briggs was on Fox. He was on Fox. He was like the 6 a.m. hour for Fox. He is so freaking liberal, they kicked his keister. He couldn't wait to get to CNN. What's he like to say, 403? Leaked results show President trailing Dems in key state. Trump campaign fires Pollster. All right? And here is 47 with CNN. Developing story. What's so developing? Trump campaign fires Pollster. And here's 48. They're all in love with George. Little Georgie. Little Georgie Porgy pudding and pie. Interviewed Trump and now just cannot stop lying. I know nothing like that went together, but what the hell? Trump campaign fires Pollster. They're loving it. Okay? And folks, Pepto-Bismol. This is what Pepto-Bismol looks like. Number 52. Oh, my God. Donna Brazil, former DNC chair, number 51. Really? Wow, that was rough. So, we've gone over the narrative of the day. Pollsters fired. Trump can't win. Campaign kickoff. I'm going to take a short break, not as long, a short break. And when we come back, I'm going to explain the difference of the kickoff of that. And then we're going to get into what happened Friday that the media will not talk about. We're going to do some positive news from the president. Okay? Take us a break.